Welcome back to Route 4 TV. Omar Macy here. Today I want to talk to you about the MKV kit, specifically for the 98 series, Alpha Black, Project Salvo, Carver 1. The reason why I mention all these is because they all share the same set of receivers and same grip system. Okay, so we're basically going to do this in two parts. We'll cover the grip portion of it first. Again, all of these systems will share the same components, therefore it's the easiest way to go about it. Again, since you will share the same components, which is your right and left receiver, okay, and the pistol grip and trigger housing, trigger pack housing, and your little components to put it all together. Alright, so that's what we're going to be covering today. Again, just to confirm this again, we will have a second part video to show the specifics of how to put each marker together, but this will be focused specifically on how to assemble the trigger portion of it, where the spring goes, sear, and so on. Okay, so where we left off, again, taking out the components out of the Tacamo box, the magazine kit box, we have two, a right and left basically trigger pack grip receiver. Has all the necessary cuts for most of the systems out for the 98, for example, the response trigger. Okay, so what we did here is we're taking out components that are going to be common components for, again, the 98 series, the Alpha Black, Project Salvo, and Carver 1. As you all know, you will all share pretty much the same trigger, same sear system, the sear spring and the trigger spring, basically the return trigger. Alright, so the first thing you want to look for, obviously, that you have all the components. Look at the diagram to see what you will be needing. Okay. Inspect the receivers. Again, these are all shared by all of these markers, so we'll cover this part first. As you will see in any of these of the series, with the exception of the BT and SW1, they will all have basically the firing control pins inserted, press fit into the body. Okay, so the first step what you want to do is take, again, my suggestion would definitely be to take your right receiver and your right pistol grip frame and start with these, because this is the part that has the pins inserted. Okay, so what we'll end up doing is you have these pin locations already pre-cut on the pistol grip frame, and what we're going to do is basically just feed it in so they match. It's very easy. It goes in all the way. Make sure it's completely flush against the body. That's just basically what you want to do here. You just want to make sure everything's completely flush. And this is your second step. This is what it would look like. Okay. At this point, we're going to basically insert the components. Of course, what we want to do is basically use, now these are the components that are included with the kit. You have two spacers. Okay, this is to prevent the frame from collapsing on itself. Very similar to how the A5, X7, and all the newer generation Tippmann markers have it, including the BT actually. So these are the two components. So at this point, we're going to install the first spacer. Okay, so basically, this is a spacer that we're going to be putting. This one right here, we're going to be putting it in the empty pin location here. Okay, it's the first one. So let's go ahead and insert it. Okay, there we go. Just basically press it in. Once the whole grip is basically screwed on together, everything will basically set in place. So, okay, the next step, I'm going to insert basically the trigger. Okay, trigger. We'll leave the trigger spring out for right now. I'm going to insert the sear. Let me insert the sear spring. Okay, this is the second spacer. This one right here. So this second spacer will go in this pocket that I'm pointing to right here. There's a little circular pocket back here. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so let me go ahead and insert that there. Okay. The third spacer, let's call it, this is the trigger pull spacer. Basically, it's this little piece right here. Okay, and this piece basically will, again, it's a really small piece, but I'm putting to it. Okay, and this piece basically will be inserted onto the spring on one end, just like that. Okay, I'll point to it again so you see that one. All right. And at this point, this is the trigger spring, so it goes in this location right over here. Okay? The spacer will be facing the lower part of the trigger grip, like so. Okay, so that right there is basically the installation process of all the components inside the trigger grip. At this point, what we want to do is, in the case of the 98 Alpha Black Project Salvo, you will insert the safety at this point. Alright, same location, it's the same type of safety. So that goes in. Here we're going to use the basically 98 trigger guard. Now, for all of you who are getting these kits for the 98 Alpha Black Project Salvo, you will have, well, for Project Salvo and Alpha Black, you will have this included within the kit. For you people who have the 98 kit, you already have this in your marker, so you will use your own. Alright? There we go. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity to take these two, basically the ASA nuts that are on your donor marker. Again, can be 98 Alpha Black Project Salvo. They all share the same one. So you'll take these donor nuts and insert them at this time. And at this point, all you got to do is just basically take your left side trigger grip frame and basically do the same installation process as you would have for the first one. Just put it in, match up with the pins. Okay, make sure that everything matches. Kind of has a little snap to it. And at this point, your trigger frame or your trigger components are all set and ready to go. You will insert this screw right here. This is included within your parts. Screw this down. Now you can use the one from your marker, or you can use the included one. That's up to you. And at this point, just tighten it down. Okay. So that concludes this portion of the video, which again is just the trigger pack or the trigger grip portion, and we will continue on to the actual assembly of the specific marker that you're going to be using this for. Thank you very much.